In this video, we're going to find common percents of a number. Complete the following problems by finding common percents of the given wholes. So let's highlight important information. Miguel is saving up for a birthday present for his sister. The gift costs $72 and her birthday is in 4 weeks. He decides to save an equal amount each week. Now here's our goal. Label the tick marks below to indicate the different percentages and corresponding amounts of money saved for each percent value. So, notice here we have two number lines, 100% of the cost of the gift, which corresponds to $72. And we're calling $72 the whole because it's the whole amount that Miguel is going to save. So we have the number lines are partitioned into 4 equal pieces because he's going to save an equal amount over 4 weeks. So let's find what each of these tick marks should be labeled for the percents. If we divide 100% into 4 equal pieces, each piece has size 25%. So this is 0%, this will be 25%, 25% more is 50%, 25% more than that is 75%. Now we're going to perform the same process on the whole, $72. So we'll divide 72 into 4 equal pieces, and that will go in 18 times. So each one of these tick marks, the distance between one to the next is 18. So we start at 0 and we have $18. Then the next one will be another 18, so 18 and 18 is 36. Then we have another 18, which is $54. And then we'll just check if we add another 18, that would give us $72. So we see that each week he's going to save $18. This is our first week. The first week he saves 25% the total cost of the gift, which is 18. The second week he saved 25% twice, or a total of 50% of the total cost. So we're including how much he saved the first week. So by the second week he saved $36. By the third week he saved 75% of the total cost, which is $54. And by the fourth week, he saved 100% of the cost of the gift, which is $72. Let's look at the next one. Josh is a server at a local restaurant. He waits on a party of 10 people, and their bill is approximately $420. He wants to figure out how much he'll be tipped if they leave him 10%, 15%, 20%, or 25% of their total bill. So tips and gratuities, which you probably know, are percentages of whatever your bill is. So the larger your bill is, the more money you leave, and people leave varying amounts of percents. So let's highlight this information. We want to label the tick marks on the percent number line to indicate 10, 15, 20, and 25%. Then we want to use the whole number line to determine the corresponding amounts of money in dollars that Josh may be tipped. So first, here's our percent number line. It's partitioned into 10 equal pieces. So if I divide 100% into 10 equal pieces, each piece has length 10%. So let's label these 10%, 20%, 30%, and we can continue onwards, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. We'll just put these because we need to find 10, 15, 20, and 25. Okay? And we'll partition these more in just a minute. Now let's do the same idea with the whole. Well, the whole is $420. So if I divide that into 10 equal pieces, 420 divided by 10 is $42. So each increment here is $42. So let's label these. 42. 2 42s is 84. 3 42s is 126. And again, we could keep going, but I don't think Josh will get tipped that much, so we'll leave it right here. So notice a 10% tip corresponds to $42 for Josh. Okay. So we can read that right from the number line. And notice I used to weight tables and I used to do this all the time. So we start with 420, you move the decimal place over one spot, and that's 10%, which is $42. 10% tip is $42. A 20% tip would be $84. So 20% tip is 2 times as much as a 10% tip. Okay. Now what about these values in the middle? So we have 15 and 25%. Well, 15% is halfway, I'll label this above, between 10 and 20%, and 25% is halfway between 20 and 30%. So how could we find these values using this number line? Well, we know the difference between these two values is $42, and since 5% or 15% is halfway between 10 and 20, we can take the $42, divide by 2, and we can see that halfway more will be $21 more than 42 or $21 less than 84. So we're basically cutting this in half and finding the value in the middle. So we add 21 to 42, and this value would be 63. We could use the same process here. Here's 25%. It's going to be 21 more than 84. Well, that would be $105. And just to check, if I added $21 to that, I would get $126. So that value corresponds. So a 15% tip for Josh would mean $63. And a 25% tip would be, oops, sorry, I wrote dollars there. A 25% tip would be $105 for Josh.